Hello and welcome to Attackers of Opportunity. This is your DM, Michael. I'm sitting around a virtual table with some of my friends, and we're about to play some D&D.
MGN.
Valak, with your 21 athletics, you are able to grab the stone, and you kind of put your arms around it. You lift up. Fortunately, you have not been skipping leg or back day, so you are able to muscle this stone out of the ground. And as you touch it and like full on grabbing it to your body, arms wrapped around, giving it a giant hug, it tingles and almost starts to, it feels a bit like burning, like there's bolts of energy jumping from cell to cell in your body as you are holding this. As you get it back a foot or two from away from the wall, all four of you feel the stone around you begin to shake and shimmy around you as the stone has been removed from the ground.
The whole cavern?
The whole cavern.
I run for the exit.
You're holding the bag.
Valak, get us out of here.
Bye. No, okay, fine.
Maybe the funeral.
Go now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Put it in, quick.
You, with the stone in your arms, are you going to teleport everybody out using your helm of teleportation?
No, I don't have my armor.
Put it in the bag.
I run.
You don't have it.
He doesn't have it.
Put it in the bag.
Put it in the bag.
Yeah, stone needs to go in the
I
bag.
put it in the bag.
Okay. It goes through the outside of the bag of holding, starts arcing energy around it. This thing can be in there for a time, but it is going to react negatively with the pocket dimension of the bag of holding for too much longer.
Valak pulls it back out of the bag.
Is there a teleportation
carry it.
circle?
There's not a teleportation circle here now.
That we teleported to, that he was going to back in town. Is there one that we know of?
You did not investigate teleportation circles in...
No, I don't know if we knew, because he mentioned the teleporting. I didn't know if there was like a circle in town that we've teleported to before.
No, I just thought that he knew the funeral area pretty well, so we could chance it, but he doesn't have his
home. Yeah, so we're gonna have to go through the goo again.
Why did you think we should teleport? Do you think it would not explode if we teleported?
No, the cavern's falling down around us.
Oh, that.
Yes, can we go?
If everyone is running for the exit, that is absolutely the option. Moonbeam, you're flying and small enough that you don't need to do a check. I need athletic checks.
I dimension door.
I thought Dimension Door had like a 60 or 100 foot.
500.
500 foot. Oh, I go with you.
No, only about.
Okay, here's the thing, though.
Sorry,
guys.
Jack.
It
Yes.
was 2 hours to the boil, and then an hour and a half through the tunnel.
Yeah.
That finally let you out in this room. I think that's more than 500 feet.
Okay. I thought getting out of the chain.
I understood that just this cavern was the thing collapsing.
That's what I thought.
Yes, you can Dimension Door into the narrow confined tunnel that you all climbed in to get to this chamber. Yes,
Yeah.
but the distance from this chamber to the burial is miles.
No, I
Not
didn't want to do that. I
Yes,
wanted to
we
get out
knew
of the
that.
chamber.
We knew that.
okay. So yes, you can get from the middle of the chamber right to like 6 inches in front of where the tunnel starts, so you can just duck in and start climbing up. Absolutely.
Let me just make sure I'm smart. And no, I think I might just walk into the wall. All right. I'm so freaked out. Don't. Ow. Okay.
Valak,
done.
if you have pulled the stone back out of the bag of holding, you get over to where the entrance tunnel is, and this stone is not that much smaller than the tunnel opening. If you don't have it in the bag of holding, it's going to be, a Sisyphean effort to push it up the cavern or push it up the tunnel as you climb up yourself.
I guess I will use the bag to transport it to the tunnel.
Okay, so everyone who is medium-sized, I need an athletics check. Valak, yours is at disadvantage because you are the largest of the group. Moonbeam, you don't have to make the check because you're able to fly through the middle of the tunnel, no problem.
Teeny tiny.
Wait,
I am inspired and will use inspiration to roll normally.
Okay.
do Dickie and I still have to roll? We
Yes, athletics.
dimension doored out of there.
You
We're
dimension
going through the
door
tunnel now, I
to the
think.
tunnel.
Do it.
Oh,
Yeah. Across the
But-
cavern.
Yeah, but the tunnel is a mile and a half long. Even if you dimension door as far into the tunnel as you could go, it's still not going to get you all the way out.
right.
Still
Okay.
covered a lot of distance though.
25.
Wait, Valak, Dickie, come here. Grab my hand.
All right.
I'm casting fly on them.
Yes.
Ooh.
and
Oh,
myself. It's at a 5th level, and I can do 3.
Hell yeah.
We'll follow Moonbeam.
That is much better than crawling through a tunnel.
Mhm.
Yeah, we fly through it. It's like a slide.
Okay, yeah, you do D&D style, or not D&D, DBZ, Dragon Ball Z style flying, where everyone just kind of goes vertical and their heads are streaming out towards the wall or towards the opening. So yeah, you all are able to fly. That's a fantastic solution to that problem, Chris. Have inspiration, which I think you already.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
No, I don't. I didn't have inspiration.
Well, have inspiration now. That is
Yes.
fantastic use of the spell to solve the problem.
Thank you.
And this fly spell lasts for how long?
It lasts for 10 minutes, but our movement is now 60, and I can cast it again.
I also have fly, but I can only do it on like one person. So
Okay, I'm just doing a little quick math here. If it's 60 is your move speed, that means you move 120 in 6 seconds. That's 1,200 feet per minute. We're talking a mile and a half. That's 20, call it 8,000 feet for easy math.
14?
At 7 minutes, you would clear the tunnel. So you would still have another 3 minutes of flight back towards the burial chamber.
hell yeah.
And even that, you could then cast the fly spell a second time and get back to the burial chamber in 20 minutes.
You know what the best part of this is?
Handled.
Maeve is still in the tunnel and we're all partying.
No,
Right.
Maeve left before us.
Oh, 100%. She
So
like
these
dropped
people
her bag
are
of holding and was like, peace.
Yeah, like, you guys are idiots. I am quicker than you.
But
And
then we
you
flew
won't even-
past her.
You won't even know. She went.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
We get there and she's already there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Tabaxi actually have like auto climb speeds and things like that. She would have been able to navigate that tunnel without a check, no problem.
We get back. She's drink in hand. Like,
Just like, what
oh.
took you all so long?
Covered in dirt.
Yeah.
All right, so you all, after just 20 minutes, 25 at the outside to cast the spell again.
Yes.
You are able to, you find yourself in the graveyard of all of these dwarven warriors, notable figures, etc., that had fallen, all of these family crypts and things of that nature. And you are, 50 feet away from where Berios was buried. All of because it's been hours walking down, because you didn't know where you were going, so it was a little trickier. But in the hours that have passed, of course, the ceremony has gone back to the meal halls, and they are into the celebration of life phase of the ceremonies. So you all are alone in a dwarven graveyard, and it was previously described as there is sort of a stone castle in one area where the leaders and the rulers and nobility would be buried in. There are all sorts of mausoleums. There are statues to families. There's all sorts of things here, and if you wanted to do grave robbing, you could find stuff, sure.
Oh, that's Maeve.
But these are all people that have been laid to rest in accordance with their culture.
Yeah, I don't think that's something that Dorian is interested in.
I wanted
That's not a thing that even pops into our minds.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure the players had the option if they so choose.
I only rob the graves of other nationalities, of like dead civilizations. Yes, that's it.
Yes, not the
current
dead.
Oh, I see. It belongs in a
course.
museum, is what you'll say.
That's right. Only if they're savages or a dead civilization.
Moonbeam had some good luck last time, but I'll be real. She's probably really distracted and stupendously excited about this giant sapphire she just got. So
Are we going to find you just like lying on top of it every morning?
100%. Absolutely. She's like,
It's really impractical, but okay.
so excited.
Covered in just body oil.
It's just pixie dust and drool every
Yes,
morning.
that's it. Gross. It smells like sweat.
But flowery sweat.
Flowery sweat.
Okay.
Oh my god, do we use her as like cologne? Like we're going to go out, we just like get her all worked up and then just like rub her into our necks.
Oh,
Get her all worked up, huh?
And then get our
Well, hey, maybe Dickie's got a date with a centaur. You never know.
That's true.
Yeah. We just show Moonbeam. We're like, hey, Moonbeam, look at this. Look at this sapphire. Getting a little
Yeah.
bothered, are you? Yes. Ah, yeah.
Oh, let's talk about violence.
There you go. That's what does it. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm good at telling stories, so I tell you lots of violent stories.
So-
it's like a flop sweat, yes?
So if you're not doing any of the, if you're not grave robbing and things of that nature, I imagine you all are headed to the Silverthrust estate where they're having the fancy meals and the celebration of life. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Excellent.
And I would suggest to Dickie that perhaps we should make a bit of an entrance and let them know what we've done. We've solved the
Well,
problem.
can you cast, clean us up a bit?
Oh, yes. I prestidigitate us all, and at the end, right before we're going in, I will give Dickie guidance.
Okay.
I bang the gong.
So the goo falls off of your bodies as you are casting prestidigitation on everybody, and it almost falls off as gunk, as chunks of tar and oil, and just its nastiness. And you are able to clean everyone up. All right, Dickie, you are making your entrance by ringing your gong.
Gong.
All right, the gong rings. The door opens. One of the attendants has seen you all and opened the door. Dickie, I imagine you are the first one through, and the dwarves are standing around. They've been drinking. They've had multiple whiskeys at this point. Even maybe some shots of tequila have been happening, and they are in festive mood at this point. You see a couple of them with like the equivalent of a turkey leg and things like that. Plates of food heaped around. Everybody's been in conversation. With the ringing of the gong, the conversation has hushed for a moment, and you enter.
Gong. I present to you the platinum ring in honor of Berios. Was it Berios? Berios, yes. In honor.
Read him. I don't know his name.
I didn't talk to myself. I didn't think, well, Berios goes in the kitchen. Right. In honor of the late, great Berios, we have conquered the demons. Not demons, we have conquered.
Stoneblight.
Stoneblight.
Stoneblight?
That's what they call it.
Yeah, rockbite, stonebite.
Stoneblight. We have conquered the Stoneblight and their hideous, monstrous amalgamation of evil that was powering them. You are free!
I'm going to use illusory image to show what we were fighting.
Ooh,
Yes. I do the C-3PO thing, and I go, yes.
Like a still image with us there fighting it to give, perspective on the size.
I say, kill the lights on me, and then, and then I narrate as it all happens.
Okay, so illusionary image will give you advantage on this roll. I'd like a performance check. You have guidance as well, so give me a performance roll to see how impactful this is on the reputation of the Platinum Ring.
You got this.
Oh, me. Sorry, you're
Yes.
talking to him because he cast it. All right.
I gave you advantage
Yeah.
by casting that.
Performance, yes?
Yeah.
Performance, yes.
Is that a D4?
For guidance, yes, D4.
He's giving you advantage, so you're going to roll 2d20
just-
to take the higher.
Oh yeah.
And then add the D4.
Do I even need? All right, fine. 32. Oh, no, I didn't need to add. Sorry, I need to actually roll it. Fine.
You actually need to roll it.
Oh, no, yes.
32.
Hell yeah. There we go.
Yes.
The performance of a lifetime.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes.
Max damage.
Max.
You
Max
have
upon max.
You've crit the performance check. That would be a 28 in of itself with the guidance of 32. That is
Mhm.
epic levels of number.
There
The
are
room
tears.
erupts in fanfare and celebration. There are dwarves that will come up to you. They'll be patting you on the back. The gift of life that you have given this city in honor of and on the day of the laying of the rest of the lead member of the Silverthrust family. If you remember from several games in the past, you'd gotten this vibe where a lot of people in the town were kind of annoyed at the Silverthrusts and that they'd been milking their connection to Berios for so long. No one really felt like they'd done much for the city lately, and that the Silverthrusts were just kind of coasting on their reputation. But you, as friends of the family, as people that have been brought in, restoring the name, doing in honor of the leader of the family, and with the retelling that you have done, the whole crowd is just up in arms and cheering for it all. And you have restored the reputation of the Silverthrust family, and they will be leaders within the country of Knos for generations still to come with the effort that you all have done. All right, so you all are at now the celebration of Berios Silverthrust's life. You all have presented your story of how you defeated the first of the Dark Lord creatures underneath the ground, this giant three-legged, three-armed behemoth that you all had done battle with, that was the cause of the stone blight that had been affecting not only the citizens of Knos, but also the citizens of Valak's home village, which I'm suddenly blanking on the name of what that country is. Tralia.
Relic, was it China?
Tralia.
Tralia.
Trolley. Ding ding.
Yes.
So
So
it's a
you all
Tralia.
have ended the stone blight that has been plaguing both the citizens of Knos as well as the citizens of Valak's home country of Tralia, which is above the mountains that Knos is under. You all are the talk of the town, or at least talk of this particular party, thanks to a 32 performance check by your oratory bard to tell your story of the Platinum Ring. And these dwarves are beside themselves with energy and excitement as to what all is going on. While the party is going on, though, the occasional look back at your bag of holding, the bag of holding will occasionally emit a little line of electricity, a little spark, because you have that big-ass magic sapphire in the bag of holding at present. So at some point, you may want to handle that. That's all I'm going to say about that. But you all are plied with food, with drink, wine, scotch, whiskey, tequila, and any and everything that you all want. I'm sure that Moonbeam is just having a blast,
Oh, yeah.
given the amount of alcohol she has consumed previously in the campaign.
Mm-hmm. She is riding high after that lovely haul.
Yeah. So you all have pretty much anyone in town that you could think you might want to talk to will probably be here. Like if you guys want to say, oh, well, we want to talk to the mayor, things like that. Those types of people would be at this party. If you all just want to experience the party and enjoy and then go to sleep, we can make that happen. I want to give you the opportunity. Here's options where you can meet and network with dwarves. Otherwise, we'll move on to kind of the next event.
Oh, that's rough. Okay, I got a question about that. I have a question about the chamber. Did it look like it was completely falling to pieces, or was it just like a quick little tremor?
The tremors were beginning to build as you moved. As you got further down the tunnel, the stone around you stopped vibrating. Whether that's because there was a massive collapse or whether it just rebalanced itself, you don't know. You got away from it rather than endured it to its conclusion.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And you got away from it pretty fast.
We did get away real fast.
A couple of miles in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. I'm going to think if y'all have something you want to do.
Also, I would just like to point out that I cast something other than Eldritch Blast. Welcome. Especially at you, Valak.
I was very impressed by your, how you say,
Amazingness.
wide range of
Variety?
resourcefulness.
Oh, yes.
You
Go on.
used a second spell, and then you also were more utilizing of your abilities in an attempt to get this out of a precarious situation. You did not simply cast prestidigitation and keep us clean. You got this the safety. You were a true leader and valued member of the Platinum Ring.
That seemed like it hurt you. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. No?
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
It gives Dorian a hug.
Oh, God!
It does not feel good.
Yes, down.
I feel so much better now.
Oh, good. I do not.
I think I heard a crack.
So I have a question for Valak there. And I'm asking because we established something, but it's been several games. But the dwarves here were none too pleased with people from Tralia. And you had done Valak's voice in doing a different accent. Are you still doing that, or are you talking like normal Valak now at this party?
Oh, right. The accent.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I am speaking with a different accent.
Okay.
Was talking funny to Chris, so that, yeah.
I wanted to check, because if you were speaking in your normal Trallian accent voice, you probably would have gotten some comments and things. But if you're deliberately talking in the other accent, we're good.
Cool.
I had to remember what the accent was.
You sound like William Shatner playing Dracula.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
The children of the night.
I want to suck your blood.
Wow.
Nailed it. Love it. Yes.
Imagine if Valak actually got turned into a vampire, though.
Oh my god, it'd be amazing.
You wouldn't tell. You wouldn't be able to tell.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
The party progresses well into the wee hours of the next morning, and dwarves will sometimes come and go. It's life still has to happen, and that's part of the celebration they're having. So people that have to wake up next and early in the next morning, they leave early. People that have just gotten off of work or from a business meeting, they show up at 10 o'clock at night. Life continues going on, all as a part of this. You all kind of get treated like the honored guests of the party, especially after the telling that the Stone Blights have been defeated. There's an occasional grumble of like, yeah, well, we thought they've been defeated before and they kept coming back. So there are a couple of dwarves that are still a little, resistant to the ideal, but just because they've gotten set in their ways and expecting the next Stone Blight attack, not that they disbelieve what you're telling them. It's hard to break an old pattern kind of deal.
They'll see.
They'll see.
They'll all see.
Wow, Batman.
Yes.
Well, actually, they won't see.
Ah.
That is correct.
Right. It's just an expression, Alec. It's okay.
But you see,
Oh, yes, I
they
do.
will just keep waiting
I know.
forever.
We'll actually come and attack because we already took care of it. Yes, I'm aware. I meant they'll see by not seeing.
But will they?
Just nod and say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Sure. Mm-hmm. Oh, Moonbeam, could I have a moment?
Sure.
Oh, right. Just, I think I screwed up.
Mm.
What do you mean?
Well, I was trying to remember where I had seen that blue stone that you found.
Mm-hmm. So
And
shiny.
I could not remember. It was just out of reach.
Mm.
And then I heard a voice offer me the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
In return, I have given a favor, and I think it's about to come due.
Oh, that is not a good thing.
I'm not sure yet. It's something dealing with a lineage that has ended before its time or something. I don't know, but I would really appreciate if I had your backing in where we have to go, because it's either we go as a group or I'm probably going to have to leave everyone.
I'll stay with you, Dorian. If you're going where I think you might have to go, I'll
You
be there.
where?
If you have to go to the Feywilds, which is very possible.
I hadn't considered that. What have I done?
A favor for who you have favors due to is never a good thing.
I didn't want to take a chance that this rock could blow up in our faces. And yes, I screwed up. I'm going to have a drink. Thank you.
Good idea. She gives you a little pat on the head.
And Dorian starts really drinking.
Good,
Okay.
good.
None of you have ever seen him do that.
I've seen Dorian hungover.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's great.
But like on his own, going like, give me the bottle,
Yeah.
is weird.
After several drinks, Maeve will probably appear next to Dorian and attempt to slow him down a little bit in his drinking. I think that's a fair move that Ellie would support if she were here today. Unfortunately, we don't have Ellie with us today, but the party will continue. Moonbeam, I would like from you, please, some kind of charisma-based social skill. It could be persuasion, it could be a performance. Just how friendly and approachable are you in this moment?
Deception.
I somehow just got a nat 20 on that same die. So let's see.
I gotta do my crit.
If we're doing deception, that's a 23. Let's see, just straight up charisma. Yep, 23.
Okay.
So
So one of the dwarves comes over and kind of like takes a couple of stumbling steps and sees you, and he like leans in and like leans out like he's trying to get you in focus. Like he's trying to figure out how you look so small and you must be far away, but no, you seem right there. And they're a little off their minds right now. They're
Yes.
so far gone with the drink. And suddenly they stand up ramrod straight, and then they sort of lean in one shoulder towards you. They go, well, Moonbeam, that's where you've been hiding now, isn't it? Well, now that I know where you are, I'll be seeing you. And suddenly the person just collapses unconscious on the ground from drink.
giant gulp as Moonbeam's holding like a cup. I think she's gonna drop it. She drops whatever she's holding.
Okay. Yeah, you dropped the little like almost shot glass size drink that you've been holding on the ground, and it shatters against the stone ground.
Party foul.
I'll even say that the liquid, as it kind of arcs out from the cup, you see the shape of a man's face in it, a fae that you remember owing some favors to.
Yay.
whether that's actually the face and they put energy into it, or whether it's just that, Rorschach test of now it's suddenly on your mind, so you see it and everything. That is maybe questionable, but certainly some of your old favors are maybe going to come due.
They found me.
What's that?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. You should have another shot.
That's exactly what I've been saying.
We moved on to the celebration part where you smash the glass on the ground.
Yeah.
Was that tradition?
It's a thing. It's a thing with machismo. You wouldn't understand.
Valak drains a tankard and smashes it on the ground.
Is it made of metal?
It is, of course, made of metal. It's a tankard.
It bounces back in your face.
It bongs on the ground. The little bits of liquid that were left kind of fly out as droplets, and like one of the other dwarves looks at you, looks at the mug, and goes, "Ah!" And he throws his mug on the ground, and suddenly there's this wave of people throughout the party draining their mugs, throwing it on the ground. You do hear some glass shattering, as some people did have, actual tumblers and things like that. But everybody gives a big cheer and then heads back to the bar to get another drink.
I jump on.
Yes.
I jump on the table during that, and I conduct. You go smash.
I enjoy this beverage. Another.
Yes.
And they give him coffee.
Excellent. The party continues to progress over the course of the evening, and as I said, into the wee hours. Eventually, even the greatest of constitutions have to take a break from just the constant drinking, and you all find eventually the chambers that you all had slept in before. They've been made available. They've been prepped. Some of your packs and things there. Valak, your armor and swords and everything are here, and you all can easily bed down for the evening.
Moonbeam did not drink another after she dropped her glass, and she is definitely going to actually be sleeping on that sapphire. So
okay, so you're taking the sapphire out of the bag.
Yeah, I think it should be. She'll probably put a blanket over it just to cover it, but she is sleeping right on top of that sapphire.
Okay.
I also think she has to take the feather out of her liquid pack too, so that'll just be her little stuffy that she's gonna sleep with.
Yeah, the feather will absolutely, it'll act almost like a space heater to keep you nice and warm all night long.
It slowly drains the life out of you.
You expect she has life to give.
The next day, you all have some raw materials. You have the hunk of gold for Dorian. You've got the pieces of adamantine ore. You've got this phoenix feather, although it's not called a phoenix because there aren't phoenixes in this world. You've got this giant blue sapphire. You have other things that you guys may have picked up on your travels. And, one of the things that is stereotypical of dwarves in D&D is they are crafters. They are smiths. They are fabricators of anything that you may want. So you have some rare materials, and you're in a town where you can probably find people to build things out of them. So the next day, with perhaps a little bit of hangover still lingering over some people's heads, although even Valak's got a way to help get rid of that for most people, do you all want to spend some time in town? Or you have the images, the flashes that Valak has given you. You've gotten the turtle dragon who told you about corruptions in the Far East. Fulman Kelrick, back the elf that you all talked to now, I think in real time, a year ago, he told you about people making pacts with demons to the west of you all. So there are a lot of threads out there, from pirates to demons to the mega plot of the whole game. Do you all have a thought as to maybe where you want to head towards? Do you want to fabricate things? At the moment, you've stopped Gerard's plan because you destroyed one of his artifacts.
Hell yeah, we did.
You have a window to decide what you want to do now for the world or for yourself. I, as your DM, would like to know what your thoughts are and things you'd like to do so that I can, prep future games.
Go to Lang and fight fire demons. No.
I mean, there's the corruption. I think both Moonbeam and Heather would like to go to one of the corruption places and at least get one of them taken care of for the turtle dragon.
I think actually, Dorian and Chris are on board with that.
Sweet.
Yes, in the corruption could seems like it might also tie in with the big esoteric evil that Valak is having visions of.
Mm-hmm.
Quite possibly, and I don't like leaving a ode favor on the table like that.
Yeah,
I mean, might as well chip away at it. Yes,
especially so specific a favor.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to save it till later.
No, we want to get that taken care of.
Yeah, exactly. So there's one, the two locations, one is to the far east in a swampland, and then the other one is on the northern end of the eastern continent. So whichever one might be closer, but both eastern. So
yeah, both eastern continent. Just as a clarification point, one of the corruptions is on an island island north of the eastern continent.
Oh my.
Yeah, it says dormant
There's
island
a
that's
swamp.
pushing itself upon the land.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent note to remember exactly the phrase.
That sounds like DLC.
Pushing itself upon the land.
An island pops up pushing itself. That sounds like DLC, straight up.
Yeah. Don't know where that could ever be coming from. So I would say the closest would be the swampland.
The swampland.
Where is the swampland?
It's to the far east. It says it has corruption spreading in from it to the ocean.
Is there a name for the country?
Let's see.
To
the far east.
I don't think I gave the name of the country in the description, because the turtle dragon's not going to care so much about countries as care about location.
How do we find it?
Well, a swampland on the eastern continent that's spreading corruption. If you went to the eastern continent, where also the country of Sinisma is, which is where the blue folks that you've encountered with have their country, you could investigate. There could be plot threads. You all have now leveled up to the point where more of the world is open to you to explore. So there's not so much DLC, it's you've unlocked the next range.
No. The other continent is you've unlocked more stuff. A new island in the ocean, that's DLC, my friend. Now,
Sinisma's pretty big.
Yeah, and are there mountains in Sinisma?
I mean, there are some. It's not a regular structure in there. It's not a regular geological event. They are more the plains of Middle America than the mountains of the Rockies or even the Appalachian.
Okay.
It looks like Texas.
Did they say it was the eastern part of the eastern continent?
No, just to the far east. Swampland has grown worse.
Can I roll maybe history or nature to know my geography of that area?
That is going to be nature, I think.
Right. Is it? There it is. Aha. I rolled something. A 12.
Yeah, you got a plant story, the 5-leaf plant that was not pot.
Definitely not.
Story coming from a jungle, and you referenced that was on the eastern continent. So you know there's wild terrain over there, whether there's specifically swamps in an area. With a 12, I'm going to have to say that no, you don't know.
Am I able to figure out, how in the northern hemisphere, the right side of continents are more lush and wet, and the western side of continents are drier, and then vice versa? Am I able to figure that out, sort of thing?
Ooh, that is an excellent angle of thought. Yeah, roll me a nature again, with advantage.
Yeah.
I studied island biogeography. Environmental science. Let me see. What is it? Nature.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
Gotta do some jumping jacks.
Yeah. In your thought on that, yes, probably near the equator and on the east side would be your greenest, your lushest, your most jungle to rainforest to bog kind of terrain. And the equator, if you're looking at the Roll20 map, the equator sort of runs. Actually, let me just draw a line.
Yeah, I'm like, UN?
Yeah.
So right now, you guys are actually almost at the equator on the western continent, but you're also primarily underground, which helps diffuse a lot of the heat that you may be feeling if you were out, if there were plains around here.
Oh, okay, so it's the eastern around the center, so it would be like here-ish?
It could be
nice. There we go.
Here, could be here, could be here.
Okay.
Awesome. So between
not on the
Rocco,
west side.
Samia.
That's important. We can skip Sinisma.
Well, the lower part of it's kind of in the equator, but
I've been in my head. It's been sinus ma.
Wow, it's like Kristen Sinisma.
Yeah, there you go.
So we can maybe start. It said east, so we can maybe start with Ama.
Yeah,
and yes, this area.
I like it.
Right, the furthest east, because it's
Yes, the eastern side of the continent will be more lush and swamp-like, and closer to the equator. So yes, around here.
So how are we gonna get there? Is the question.
Oh,
also preparation. And we should learn all we can about swamps.
And the east.
Yes.
Other libraries. Let's find a library. We're in a city.
Yes, we're in a major city. We should find a library.
Let's spend 3 whole sessions just studying books and
Yes.
Or we could just make a roll.
I like it.
Okay, so rolling for information while studying at the library. Yes, we can absolutely do that. Moonbeam, do you want to utilize some of these precious resources that you have found to try to get things these made, created, used? And if that's the case, ideas of what you might want them to be like. Do you want fairy-sized adamantine armor out of the ore that you have? Do you want a ring infused with the energy of the fire feather? Things like that. If you think of maybe how you'd like to utilize the item, I can then create a magical effect for it. But
So
you can ponder if you'd like. Go ahead.
I'm thinking, I don't know if there's enough for this, but my first instinct is like fairy-sized armor and then a circlet of the adamantine as well, infusing the like feather.
Okay.
Yeah.
I dig it. Roll me a straight D20.
Okay. 17.
17. Yeah, you think you have just enough for like a breastplate with some greaves and enough for the circlet.
Nice. Hell yeah.
The person who's going to be working on this for you, like, immediately asks where on earth you got this. I'm sorry, where on Tavarnin did you get this?
Just like in a big cave, and I think it's like crumbled now, but if you want a map, I have a map and we can have more.
The smith who's going to be working on this very much wants to know a lump of this material would set them up for life. This would be like joining the Millionaires Club, just to have a workable couple of billets of this. So they're able to start working on it. For kind of their recompense, they will ask for the map as to where it's from. They will ask for exclusive rights to mine it, since you're the one who discovered it. And yeah, I think they'll be happy then making it. The wizard who's going to have to infuse it, he's going to want some money though. Roll me a persuasion check, and we can roleplay these out if you'd like.
We can cut time. Yeah.
Okay.
I got a mod 20 on persuasion.
Sweet. For 1,000 gold, he will infuse the energy out of the feather into the circlet. And if you tell him about the sapphire, he says that he thinks he can get some sparks of the energy of that infused into the circlet as well.
Oh shit. Number one, Moonbeam still has no money, so who wants to be sugar daddy?
Fine.
I don't think I have anywhere near that amount of money.
Wait, how much is it?
1,000.
1,000?
1,000 gold.
All right. I apparently have that.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't spend my money.
All right. So
wait, it's a loan, right? I mean, you're paying that back. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have a trove somewhere that I just don't have it on me.
All right. We're going to write up a contract, just so you know, before this happens, and you will be paying me back. I'll give you the lowest interest rate of all my friends.
Excellent. Good. I'm good for it.
Yeah.
I also, we don't have to do a full role play, but I do want to do a negotiation with the smith who's getting the exclusive rights, that a portion of the proceeds, like we'll split it 50-50 kind of thing, like anything that he discovers.
So the smith will look down at you and go, all right, there's going to be a lot of upfront costs to set up a mining operation like that. Here's my counter offer. I'll make you this gear right now. It'll take about a week to make it all to your exact specifications. I'll put the money up front to mine it. After I have doubled my initial investment, we will split 50-50. Because realize I'm going to be putting in something like 10,000 gold plus man hours to even get the first nugget out of there.
Well, considering how much it's all worth, I think you'll be able to double it very quickly.
I agree. I'm thinking, depending on how buried it may or may not be, in a couple of months it'll start showing you profit.
Excellent. May I have the name of my future business partner?
Oh, pardon me. How could I have not introduced myself? I am random name generator.
There we go. Zing.
I was going to say, if you wanted help with the negotiation, I would have helped.
I step in and go, since I fronted the money, does that make me a partner as well?
No. I'll pay you back. It's fine.
All right. I'm charging higher interest.
No, we already signed the contract.
I have not written the contract. I'm writing it now.
Dickie, it was that moment Dickie realized he fucked up.
Exactly.
Dudek Plate Basho.
Wow.
Could you spell that?
Yes, actually I can. DOUDDOUCPLATE Basher.
Nice. Nice to meet you, Dudek.
Pleasure to meet you as well. As far as type of armor that you would like out of this, there's not quite enough material to make you like full plate or anything. Are you just looking for a breastplate? And I, Michael, am trying to gather like what types of armor your character can wear to make sure that he makes something that you can.
Yeah.
Armor proficiency types.
Yeah.
Make her a glove and just cut the fingers out.
I know, right? Light armor, medium armor, and shields.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so medium, he can absolutely make you half plate, breastplate, scale mail, chain shirt, or hide, although it really wouldn't work for hide because it's metal.
Mm-hmm.
Half plate would give you disadvantage on stealth checks.
Gotcha.
But the breastplate, there's no disadvantage on stealth checks with that. It would be base 14 plus potential 2 dex mod, but it's going to be adamantine, which has its own benefit.
You can't be crit.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Oh my god, that's insane. There's someone who says that adamantine is a 23 armor class.
I am going through the DMG, who I'm pretty sure has an adamantine armor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's D. There we go.
Is there a way, and I'm going to ask him this, to infuse my current armor with just like almost not chainmail, but like a thin layer of it all the way through so it adds the adamantine under what is already basically my like elven leather armor?
Oh, if you wanted to make it an adamantine chain shirt, sure. It won't increase your AC, but it'll give you the benefit of not being any crit against you just becomes a normal hit. If you want the armor benefit, he has to make it into a piece of armor.
How much would it bump my AC as a piece of armor?
I don't know what your current AC is.
17.
17. And your dex mod is +5?
+3.
+3.
Mm-hmm.
It would actually, I'll make it a +2 as well. So that would increase your AC by 1 if it's a breastplate. Because with your current armor, you get your +5 dex mod added to your AC.
Mm-hmm.
This limits your max dex. So on a non-dex character, it's great. On a dex-based character, it actually kind of sucks.
Limits.
So,
yeah. That's the issue with all of that stuff.
Yeah, adamantine +2. It'll give you 1 more point of AC and you can't be crit. Or you can keep your current armor, turn it into a chain shirt, and it'll still give you the benefit of you can't be crit.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, it'll only be 500 instead of 1,000 if you wanted to do the chain shirt.
I'll take the bump to my AC.
Okay.
Yeah, and then not being able to be crit.
1,000 gold. You have an adamantine breastplate +2.
And my circlet.
I can now no longer crit you.
Wahaha.
Wah! The fire amulet, circlet rather. So I rolled an Arcana check for the wizard, and he got a 26.
Yes.
So,
and I definitely show him the sapphire to get a little more oomph in there.
Gotcha. So you now have a flame circlet. You have resistance to fire, resistance to lightning, and once per day you can cast the Scorching Ray spell.
Yes.
Did she just get? What is this?
It's a good one. I've had that one before. It's so great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm making and adding effects to there's a crown of something or other that allows you to do Scorching Ray, and I'm adding the fire resistance and the lightning resistance given the sapphire and the flame.
Hell yeah.
Maybe we should all be sleeping on this.
That makes it really a solid artifact to give you resistance to common element types like that.
Seriously. Hell yeah. And it looks so pretty.
Yes, with you on it.
For the sapphire itself, the wizard kind of looks at you and looks at it, looks at you and looks at it and goes, I'll give you 15,000 gold for that. I know that I can make more once I incorporate it into other magical artifacts.
I like the way you think, but no, this is mine.
Just be warned that if people find out that you have things like that, there are forces out there in the world that will be very, very aggressively interested in it. So make sure you keep it in a safe spot, all right?
Well, thank you.
So the wizard will kind of nod. He'll do his work, and it'll take him about 2 days to cast and transfer all of the energy, in addition to the week that it would have taken the smith to build everything. So for at least a week and a half, you guys will have to be staying here in town. Thank you for listening to Attackers of Opportunity. We really enjoyed making this podcast, and I hope that you enjoyed listening to it. If you did, please go ahead and leave a 5-star review on iTunes or whatever platform you're listening to this podcast on. Also, you can find us on Instagram at Attackers of Opportunity. Have yourself a great day, and we'll see you on the next episode.